Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. We're here today to meet up with an influencer called Paul Beeman. Paul actually spent some time in prison, and it's going to be very interesting to see where he came from and to how he's become a social media influencer in the bodybuilding world, and whether going to prison has affected any of his opportunities later in his life. So let's go in there, let's go and get a sweat on, let's go. So we're in the gym now with Paul. Paul, if you want to introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah, my name's Paul Beeman. Do a lot of social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, a lot of social media marketing, just get involved with it since last year. I've been a personal trainer for 10 years and lifting weights for 14 years. And we're going to have a workout today. Yeah. Do a bit of shoulders.
Do a bit of shoulders. I'm going to be that big when I finish.
Yeah, just after one workout.
One workout.
Get the count. Yeah, I was in prison recently. I got released last year. I actually got what they call a firearms charge. It was a bit of a mistake. I was on holiday in Bulgaria. I bought it's like a toy stun gun, looks like an iPhone. Selling it legally on the open market. Came back to England with it, just brought it in my hand luggage. Everything was fine. So I went in town with a couple of mates that I'd been in Bulgaria with. We had a couple of drinks and that, shocking ourselves in the leg. It's just as a joke, it wasn't really like a powerful thing, it was just a little tickle kind of thing. My mate was getting hit, did it in my neck. We were just having a laugh, basically. Someone's called the police. I got arrested. Then they said, oh, you're being charged with firearms. I was like, what firearms? I didn't even know this thing was illegal in England. You know, as soon as I bought it legally in Bulgaria, which was in the EU at the time. So I got bailed and bailed again, and I thought, this can't be right. Got to court. And they said, yeah, Mr. Beeman sentenced you to a minimum of 5 years in prison. And I actually laughed when the judge said that. But I've got a really supportive family. And naturally, we appealed the case. Like, they can't be doing this. People need to know about this. You know, you can't be putting people in prison for a real gun charge for a toy. They had like a ballistics test, a firearms test. Came back, said power output, 0 volts, you know? I said it's 0 volts, so it doesn't matter how many volts or how much power comes out of it. We've already established what it is, and it's a firearms charge. At the time I went on legal aid, and now I know that if you go legal aid, they kind of stitch you up, you know, because they work for the prosecution as well. It's in their interest to actually get some convictions. They didn't really give two shits about me. Turned up late to court, like, there's nothing we can do for you, getting 5 years today. I was like, what? So yeah, I was inside, and my family employed a top barrister from London, cost a load of money, so really supportive family, and I'm lucky for that. But it took almost 2 years just to get to court on the first instance, and the legal aid solicitors wouldn't send the paperwork over. So I'm just sitting there in prison, waiting, like, when's my appeal happening? I was in there 2014, then all of 2015 went by, then it's halfway through 2016, and then I'm just getting to court. And I had to go to the High Court in London. They're televising it on the Sky Law Channel, whatever it is. And I mean, there's hundreds of people in there, because anyone can go in there. I thought, geez, I'm not good with big crowds either like that. And they said, you're gonna have to have a trial. And I was like, oh no. But literally, they just explained it. The judge, it was the Lord Chief Justice, the #1 in all of England and Wales, went out the room for a minute, came back in and said, oh yeah, Mr. Beeman, you can go today, because we understand. And I was like, and yes, I'm going home now after almost 2 years. But what they've reduced it down to, I've still spent 9 months extra that I shouldn't have been in there because of their negligence. And you're not entitled to any compensation whatsoever. Even if you spent years in, I don't think that they're giving compensation anyway, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm just happy to be out. England's one of the only countries that will send you to prison for that. I know Australia, you can get 3 years for it, and England 5 years, but I don't know any other countries where you could that. And I thought, at most it could be like a caution or something.
You get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, slap on the wrist kind of thing. I mean, I was a little bit off the rails beforehand, but nothing major. I mean, I definitely shouldn't have gone to prison for this, though. Actually, I shouldn't. The law says I should have got a suspended sentence, so I shouldn't have had 1 day in jail, let alone 2 years. But yeah, when I was inside, I started reading books, like business books, and I made a load of friends, and we were talking about that kind of stuff together, training twice a day. We were being, really positive. I was personal training other people in there, and For me, it was a good experience. You know, I wouldn't change it. You know, I came out clear-headed, focused. I knew what I wanted to do. People think English prison is like Butlins, but it's not. They're breaching a lot of human rights in there. For months, I was locked in my cell on my own, over 21 hours a day. Some days you'd go to the survey, they're like, no, there's no food, no dinner for anyone today. You know, they only feed you about 400 or 500 calories a day anyway. So it's almost like if you don't break the law in there to make money, you're going to get ill and not survive. It's not good in there. You know, it's not what you'd expect from England. If you made a mistake, you're there as your punishment, not to be punished whilst you're in there. They don't do anything to help you. You know, everyone's on drugs. The officers don't care. There's nothing we can do about it. And there's loads of sick people in there in the head, and they're not getting the help they need. A lot of hard done by people in there. Where I was with a lot of people doing life sentences, so it kind of made me reflect, like, oh, some of the things I was doing when I was younger, like I could have easily got, you know, like a life sentence or something. So maybe want to come out and be a better person. I would say I'm the 1 or 2% that it does help.
Has going to prison had a negative impact on being an influencer?
I would say no, because it's pushed me to do it even more, because if I think, oh, I want to go and get a job, which that's not what I want to do. I don't want to work for someone. I want to, you know, be an entrepreneur, make my own money. So if anything, it's kind of like, well, I can't really get a job because it'd be very difficult with a criminal record now. So it's pushed me even more so. And to be an influencer, it's got nothing to do with that. I tell people I'm open to it. Like someone says, oh, we saw that, you know, you were in prison or whatever. I'll say, yeah, I was, and it was a great experience for me. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's out there. I'm still number 1 on Google. If you put my name in, I'm still at the top, which isn't great. But, you know, it's better because it pushes me now to make something for myself. Yeah. You know, I've got to make my own money, create my own jobs and stuff. And it's just starting to pay off now. Like last few months, I'm getting to where I want to be. Well, I got to the second prison, and they're like, yeah, you only get 1 gym session a week for 45 minutes. And I was like, I can't live with that. I need that's the one thing that kept me going. So
gym session a week, 45 minutes?
Yeah. And they had 2 gyms in there. They had a brand new one. They spent, I think it was 100 and something grand. All brand new hammer strength equipment, everything. So then when they showed people around the prison, look what we've got, all these amazing facilities for the prisoners. Like, oh wow, they've got it too good in here. But you never got to use it. So I started writing letters to the governor, and I was writing like legal letters, and I'm like, oh, this guy's actually a bit educated. And I actually got the other gym open, and I got to train 5 times a week, from 1 time a week to 5 times a week, because I sort of work the system a little bit, but used the right word, wrote to the right people. And I said, you know, you need to keep people off drugs. There's a bad drugs problem in here. Yes. And if you get people onto exercise, and it actually helps people get off the stuff. The guys that were training are like all kind of like a good community, all friendly with each other. You know, I had no problems in there. Everyone was respectful. It was very different to what I thought it would be. Training is the thing that got me through it the most, especially when I was locked up over 21 hours a day. You know, I needed something to keep me positive, otherwise you could easily go. But I mean, there's a lot of people in there committing suicide and suicide attempts and all that kind of stuff, because you can get in that kind of rut, and especially those guys, there's a lot of people in there doing 20 plus years. But if you're training, obviously you need more nutrition, you need more food. And you say that to the officers, and they're like, we can't do anything about it. They just do the bare minimum. Like, we're going to have to get money somehow then. They're like, fine. You're in there because you've broken the rules, but in order to survive in there, you have to break the rules. It's a catch-22.
So what is it that you do day to day?
Sell my fitness products. So I develop the products, I make sales funnels, opt-in pages, set up email sequences, run Facebook ads, all digital marketing, but I'm still in the learning phase, so some of it's working really well. I've created a new one on intermittent fasting, because that's been working wonders for people that I've recommended it to. So I'm about to release that this week. I have to do my social media as well, so I have to make sure I post pictures on Instagram every day. Also on Facebook, and I try and make videos as well. Just try and show my expertise, give away as much value for free. Trying to keep the momentum going. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because like I said, I've only been doing it just over a year. I'm building quite quick. I think I've got about 500,000 followers across social media, across Facebook and Instagram. Found out, I watched the program, I think it was like Rich Kids of Instagram. I just see them, they're like people on there like, oh, I've got 50,000 followers. And I'm just looking at it like some average looking person. Yeah. He's like, I'm making this money from that, I get sponsored by this. I was like, what, you can make money from social media? Yeah. I didn't know it sort of triggered something, but like a light bulb moment. I was like, right, as soon as I get on to doing that, I'm just gonna go for it. So I've signed up for an Instagram account. I was like, right, show on YouTube how to get followers, how to build this, how to get engagement. loads of the info out there was rubbish and it wasn't working and that, but then you finally find something that works, then you go with that.
And you just hit that as hard as you can
until Instagram says you're temporarily blocked for 24 hours because you hit it too hard for their algorithms, and then you have to think why and then research that. It's just constantly learning and applying. Learn, then apply, make mistakes, go back, learn from like forums, all that kind of stuff. Because there's some guys, you know, it's not all about how good you look. Like obviously I'm in fairly good shape, but there's guys, you know, on Instagram much better shape than me, you know, and they've got like 300-400 followers or something, and then there's me with, you know, 100,000 followers. So it just goes to show, it's not about how good you look or whatever, it's about what goes on behind it. Getting people to notice you, you put the relevant hashtags in there, you post at the right time, you post regularly, you follow the right people. There's all different tactics you can do, but I had to learn all that. And I think social media marketing is going to be, in the next few years, it's going to be the main form of marketing. So I mean, at the moment, it's just last year or two, it's really jumped over to Facebook ads, hasn't it? You know, and everyone's starting to come off TV. In the ads, what do? Straight on your phone.
Straight on your phone, onto Facebook. So to look at the ads on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I think the obvious posts aren't good, you know. Even the top guys I see doing it, they're sitting there and, you know, they've got the product there, like, I use this in between my workouts and stuff. It's too blatant. But you know the ones where people, sort of like in the background or something like that, you know, where people just see it, but you're not really talking about it. You might tag it. I think they're the ones that work, because people do analyse all your photo and stuff. Like, oh, what's that supplement he's got in the background or something? That's why I'd rather promote products that I believe in, because I'm like, yeah, I was sponsoring that. That's what I'd like to do, you know, eventually maybe get some kind of contract with just one, you know, like one supplements brand, one clothing brand. Like, this is what I wear and this is what I take, and that's it. People, I wasn't going to go to the gym today, but I just saw your recent post, so I'm going to go to the gym. And, you know, that makes me feel good, because, you know, I'm actually helping people, kind of thing, and I can actually reach so many more people now than when I was personal training. I think I might have like 10, 20 clients a week then that I'm helping out. But here I could, you know, giving tips, I could be helping thousands of people. Trying to make a success out of myself. Obviously it's going to takes a while, but I'd like to be successful so I can go back into prison one day and, you know, do a talk in front of the lads there and show them this really is possible. You know, I was here just a few years ago and this is how I did it. You know, I wasn't any different from you guys. So a lot of them have all these beliefs that I could never do that, oh, you could only do that because of that. But you know, I would like to say, no, any one of you can do it. You know, it's going to be hard for you to get a job when you get out, but anyone can go and, you know, try and be an entrepreneur. Anyone can try and build their social media, which is the future. Really sort of make them think about it, give them a more positive outlook about what's possible with life after prison. You know, it doesn't matter if you've done 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years, you come out, it's a different world we live in now. You know, maybe 20, 30 years ago when you came out of prison, you were in a bit of a predicament. You're like, shit, you know, I might have to go back to crime to make money to survive, but no, you don't have to do it. This is the best time ever to be able to make your own money and be an entrepreneur. You just have to learn it. Go on YouTube, how to make money online. It's the first step. Then you'll see all these different ways of doing it. And like, find one that interests you. Click on that, search more. Then go on Google, search more. And it really is quite simple, and maybe make out a strategy for a lot of people inside that, you know, they don't have hope. A lot of them get worried before they get released. They're like, oh, I'm out in 2 weeks. And oh, that's so lucky. Like, I'm really nervous. You know, I'm not looking forward to it and stuff. And it shouldn't be that way. And if, you know, someone can inspire them a bit because they don't have that in there, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Great session today with Paul. Really, really good to hear about what he's doing as an influencer these days and how he's built that Instagram page and how he's built on Facebook and what he's doing with his life. So yeah, thank you very much for today.
Yeah, thanks, really enjoyed it. Great meeting you guys, and yeah, I'd like to see where it goes in the future.
Definitely.
And
all the best.
yeah, stay in touch.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, nice session. Cheers.
Cheers.